Did you know that the average person spends around $200 a month on things they don't even need? That's $2,400 a year. Now let that sink in for a moment. $2,400. That's a considerable amount of money for anyone, right? Yet, without even realizing it, many of us are letting this sum slip through our fingers, one non-essential purchase at a time. Everyday expenses are the sneaky little costs that nibble away at our wallets. From that daily caramel latte to the online shopping sprees, the unused gym memberships, and the premium cable packages we seldom watch. They're the financial equivalent of a slow leak, draining your resources without making a sound. These are the expenses that seem small and insignificant when we're standing at the checkout or clicking add to cart. After all, what's a few dollars here and there? Well, when you start to add them up, those few dollars can become a gaping hole in your budget. Think about it. If you spend $5 a day on coffee, that's $35 a week. Multiply that by 52 weeks, and you've just spent an eye-watering $1,820 on coffee alone. And it's not just the lattes. It's the takeout meals when you're too tired to cook, the impulse buys at the grocery store, the movie rentals, the new clothes you don't really need. These are the everyday expenses that can quietly sabotage your financial health. But here's the good news. By becoming aware of these expenses, you can start to take control of your money. You can make conscious decisions about what you really need and what you can do without. And you can start to build a buffer, a safety net, that can help you weather the financial storms life often throws our way. Imagine what you could do with an extra $2,400 a year. It's time to take control of your finances. Budgeting, it's a word that can send shivers down one's spine, but it's crucial to your financial health. Picture yourself at the helm of a boat. In this scenario, your money is the vast ocean that surrounds you. Without a map or a compass, it's all too easy to drift aimlessly, or worse, crash into a hidden iceberg. That's where budgeting comes in. It's your financial compass, guiding you towards a safe and prosperous journey. Budgeting is essentially about having control over your money. It's knowing where every dollar is going and making conscious decisions about spending. Think of it like this. Would you rather let the wind decide where you sail, or would you prefer to steer the ship yourself? By budgeting, you become the captain of your financial ship, setting your course and navigating through any stormy weather that may come your way. Now, let's talk about savings. We all have goals, whether it's a dream vacation, a new car, or a cozy nest egg for retirement. However, these goals often remain just that, dreams. But with budgeting, you can turn those dreams into achievable targets. By setting aside a little bit of your income each month, you're not just saving money, you're saving for your future. Budgeting also gives you a clear idea of what you can afford. It helps you distinguish between your needs and wants, and prioritizes your spending accordingly. Imagine walking into a store with a shopping list. Without it, you might end up with a cart full of items that you don't really need. But with a list, or in this case a budget, you're less likely to make impulsive purchases and more likely to buy what you actually need. So you see, budgeting is not about restriction. It's not about depriving yourself of the things you enjoy. It's about making informed decisions, taking control, saving for the future, and ultimately, making things possible. Budgeting is not about restriction. It's about making things possible. So how do you start saving that extra $2,400 a year? Here are some essential tips. First on our list is cooking at home. Eating out or ordering takeout can be convenient, but it's often more expensive than cooking your meals at home. You'd be surprised at how much you can save. Picture this. A meal at a restaurant might cost you $15 on average, but a home-cooked meal could cost as little as $3 per serving. That's a potential saving of $12 per meal. Multiply that by the number of meals you eat out each week, and you could be looking at substantial savings. Next, let's talk about subscriptions. How many streaming services are you subscribed to? How about monthly boxes or magazines? If you're not using them, they're just draining money from your account. Be ruthless and cancel any subscriptions you don't use regularly. Consider this. If you're paying $15 a month for a streaming service you rarely use, that's $180 a year you could be saving. Now, on to bulk buying. This isn't about hoarding, but about buying larger quantities of items you regularly use when they're on sale. This could apply to anything from toilet paper to canned goods. For instance, if a can of beans costs $1, but a pack of 12 costs $10, you're saving $2. It might not seem like much, but over time, these savings add up. Another great tip is to unplug electronics when they're not in use. Many devices use energy even when they're turned off, a phenomenon known as phantom power. By simply unplugging your devices, you could save up to 10% on your electricity bill. That could be a saving of up to $100 a year for the average household. Lastly, negotiating bills is a valuable skill that can significantly impact your monthly expenses, and it's easier than you might think, especially for beginners. Start by familiarizing yourself with the details of your bills, understanding each charge and payment terms. Research competitor rates or alternative providers to have a solid basis for negotiation. When reaching out to customer service representatives, maintain a polite and courteous tone, emphasizing your loyalty as a customer. Don't be afraid to highlight how long you've been with the company. Remember, it's okay to explore other options and be prepared to walk away if needed. Consider bundling services for potential discounts, and don't forget to negotiate regularly, especially when promotional rates are about to expire. By taking these steps, beginners can confidently navigate bill negotiations, leading to potential savings and better deals. Of course, every person's situation is unique, and not all these tips will work for everyone. The key is to start small and make changes that fit your lifestyle. Don't be discouraged if you can't implement all these tips right away. Remember, the goal is to gradually reduce your expenses, not to completely overhaul your life overnight. Remember, every little bit adds up. These small changes can make a big difference in your wallet. Now that you have these tips, it's time to put them into action. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, as the old saying goes. So let's start with something manageable. Choose one or two of the budgeting tips we've discussed and incorporate them into your daily routine. You don't have to revolutionize your entire lifestyle at once. Small, consistent changes can make a big difference over time. Consider starting with tracking your expenses. This is a fundamental step in understanding where your money goes each day. It might seem tedious, but it's like laying down the foundation for a house. Once you've got a clear picture of your spending habits, you can identify areas where you could potentially cut costs. Let's say you discover you're spending a fair bit on coffee each morning. Could you switch to making your own at home? Or perhaps you notice your grocery bill is higher than expected. Maybe it's time to start meal planning and buying in bulk to save some pennies. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's okay if you slip up now and then. The key is to keep trying, to keep learning, and most importantly, to never give up. Now, once you're comfortable with your initial changes, consider adding another tip to your routine. Maybe that's setting up an automatic savings transfer each month, or perhaps it's committing to a no-spend day once a week. Experiment with different strategies and see what works best for you. Everyone's financial situation is unique, so it's important to find a method that suits your needs and lifestyle. Bear in mind that it's not about depriving yourself of everything you love. It's about making conscious decisions about where your money goes and ensuring it's being spent in a way that aligns with your goals and values. Budgeting is ultimately a tool to help you gain control over your finances, enabling you to live life on your terms. And who wouldn't want that? It might be challenging at first, but with time, you'll see the benefits. And remember, every penny saved is a penny earned. So, let's start saving those pennies, shall we? We've given you the tools, now it's up to you to use them. Start today. Begin putting into practice these essential budgeting tips and watch as your everyday expenses start to dwindle. As you journey towards your financial freedom, don't forget to keep us in the loop. We'd love to hear about your progress, your wins, and even your challenges. Have you found other savvy ways to cut down on your daily costs? Share them. Your insights be the breakthrough someone else needs. Or perhaps you have questions or you're facing hurdles you don't quite know how to overcome. Drop those in the comments too. This is a community, a space for learning and growing together. So get started on your budgeting adventure and let us be a part of it. Remember, the first step financial freedom is taking control of your everyday expenses. So start today and let us know how you're doing. And before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our latest videos. We're here to support your journey, and subscribing ensures you won't miss out on any vital tips or advice. Join us and keep learning.